Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning in. In today's video we're going to have a look at this piece of laser history. So we have a class 4 1500 milliwatt green laser, so this is a little bit of a hint of what might be inside. So let's have a look. Some of you might already recognize this. This is one of the original Club Series lasers from Laserworld. So it's the Club Series Mark 1. And as you can see, compared to my hand, this is an absolutely huge laser for its power. So it's a DPSS green laser. So that's an older laser technology, which by now has been almost replaced by pure diode systems, or even OPSL systems, which have a way tighter beam than diode lasers. But this DPSS technology is quite inefficient, very inefficient actually, so it wastes quite a lot of power and gets quite warm. It's also temperature sensitive, so you can't use it in the cold, but it does have a very stable wavelength, so a very constant color, but it also has a very good beam quality. That's one of the advantages of DPSS lasers. So let's take it out of its box and have a look. So as you can see, it has been used a bit, but it's an old unit. Also, I don't own this unit, I got this one in for maintenance on the optics. So yeah, they told me I could try it out if I want, so I thought, well, let's have a look. So yeah, it's very large. You have a mechanical shutter here. So if you move it this way, you can stop the beam from traveling to the scanners and coming out of here. So if you're setting it up, or if you just want to be sure that there's no possibility for it to emit laser radiation, you can place a shutter here and it can't emit laser beams. So that's a fun safety feature. So let's have a look at the back. On the side there are these quite stylish actually heatsinks. And at the back we have this very faded label. So as you can see on the label it says 1000 to 1500 milliwatts. This is because of the DPSS technology, which is temperature sensitive. I've actually had one case where I was using, this was a long time ago, a cheap GB Systems Space 3, I believe, laser. It was, if I'm not wrong, a 40 milliwatt green laser with scanners inside, and I was using this at an event, which was just actually a small tent event, where they were playing some music, and it was winter at the time, so it was like 4 degrees or something, and there was just no laser output at all. If I held my hands in front of the aperture, you could see a little bit of green, but because of the sensitive DPSS technology inside, at that temperature there was just no output. So yeah, that's a little side story. So as you can see, it was built in 2013, so this unit is almost 10 years old. So yeah, it's the Club Series 1500 Green Special Edition, and it actually has, which I think is quite funny, it has PowerCon in and out on the back, which is something that's not on the Club Series Mark II lasers, so that's just an IEC inlet which you can pull out quite easily, also by accident. I've even had some IEC connectors that just wiggled out of the lights while doing the DMX rigging and such in the truss. So IEC is not an ideal connector for professional lighting use in my opinion. But that being said, the Club Series is a very affordable series for mobile DJs, and most equipment mobile DJs use have IEC connectors anyway, and like installs in clubs and in installs, if you just install the light once, it never gets moved, so it's very hard to pull the AC connector out, but this one has PowerCon, which is really nice to see. So you have basic dip switches. Don't like dip switches, but yeah, that's because I'm from the newer generation and I am blessed with LCD screen displays or even the 7-segment displays. So yeah, DMX in and out. I suppose you can also master slave them with the DMX ports, but don't quote me on that because I'm not sure about it. This is the control for the sensitivity of the mic, so for the sound active functions. Safety key for the interlock for on and off, and a sub-D 9-pin connector, I think, for the remote interlock, so you can also use a remote emergency stop if you want, or if that's the way you should do it in your country. So fans in and out. This is also on the Club Series Mark II. I think it only has one fan and then an outlet or inlet on the side. This is one of the advantages from the diode lasers, because with the DPSS technology you need quite a lot of cooling. So you need the airflow through the case, but the fact that there are these fans means it also pulls fog inside the laser, and this over time this haze or fog can create a coating on your mirror and this on your mirrors inside, and this can reduce the laser output over time. So I have removed all of the screws now, so let's take the cover off very carefully and have a look inside. So one thing, if you are going to do maintenance or work on these lasers, to be very careful about is the mechanical shutter, which is this plate. If the camera wants to focus at it at least. So this plate is actually very dangerous when you're putting the plate on top of the laser again, when you assemble it again. I'll show you why now. So this plate is positioned to disturb the beam in this place. So if you put the lid on and you aren't careful, you can hit the mirror here, or one of the mirrors, even worse, on the scanners here, and you can very easily break it off or scratch the front coated surface of this mirror. So one thing that might immediately jump out to you would be this big black block, which is the DPSS laser, and it's accompanied by this huge cable and this power supply. And something I think is quite funny about this, I'm pretty sure that this is a lab grade laser. So and why do I think that? It's very clear that this power supply was not designed to be inside of a laser. I'm not saying this is a problem, this probably works really well, and I think it has, because after all those years it still works perfectly. But if you have a look from this side, you might be able to see that they have just soldered the AC inlet. They have soldered the AC wires to the 2 pins from the IEC inlets from the power supply, which I think is quite uncommon and funny to see. So let me see if I can get a better shot of this going handheld. So you might be able to see it better now. So they have just soldered the live and neutral to the pins from the IC connector. So here you have the scan set. I don't know which brand they are or who manufactures them, but I assume they are Chinese, like most of the scanners in most affordable lasers. I think they are 60K scanners or 50K. I can't really find information about this online, but I haven't looked that much into it. They look like quite okay scanners. They are quite generous in size for the actual size of the mirrors. So I mean the galvanometers, which are the motors for the scanners basically, they are quite big compared to the mirrors, which is a good thing. This means you can move the mass of the mirrors quite fast and probably quite accurately. So right besides this we have the scanner control board. So these blue things on the top are the potentiometers for doing the calibration and corrections in the factory. So yeah, we have the main control board here, and So the power supply for the main control board is here, but this doesn't power the laser because, as I said before, the laser is powered by this power supply. But you might be able to see this very thin gray wire. This is actually the TTL logic level enable wire for the laser. So if we follow this wire around, it goes to here, and then it splits up into two wires. And if we follow these two wires, they go to a board here, which is the enable for the laser. So this probably is just ground and 3.3 or 5 volts, and this just turns the laser on and off. So this was basically the inside of this unit. So now let's get to the fun part and turn it on. Let me grab a PowerCon cable quickly. Oh yeah, one more thing. Powering on lasers without the cover is not really recommended, because there are a lot of things that you can get glare from, which can actually blind you by itself, or if there is something pointed in the wrong direction and yeah, you get a laser beam in your eye, you can actually hurt or even damage your eyes permanently. So yeah, don't do this if you aren't comfortable with working with lasers, or even better, don't do this at all. So try this at your own risk. So let's turn it on. As you can hear, it's quite loud because yeah, the laser needs a lot of cooling. So in order to turn it on, we still need to turn the interlock key. One thing that's nice to see, I can actually see the blue LED blinking already as I speak. So this is actually quite nice because a lot of these sound activated lights, they have a really low sensitivity, so you need to turn up the bass thumping high, and that is not ideal for every event. So yeah, it's really nice to see that this LED is already blinking with just my voice. So let's grab the key quickly and look at this unit in operation. So I can hear the scanners buzzing, but we don't have laser output yet. So, oh, there it is. The laser just turned on. So you can probably tell that the mirrors are moving, but they are moving really fast, so this might be hard to see. But so these are the mirrors that deflect the laser beam into the desired figure or into the desired position. So now let's have a look at the projections, so you can showcase the really nice beam quality of this DPSS laser. So I hope you enjoyed this look at this piece of laser history. I certainly thought it was quite interesting to see how well this unit still works after all those years, and probably years of quite heavy use. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing for more content, this is a huge motivation to me to make more videos. Maybe until next time, bye.